It's Pranav. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of starting small and how that will lead to you building up to accomplish the big things that you want to do. I'm going to start it off with a story. Back in about January and February of 2024, I was at track practice. We were doing a workout and I just could not do it. I tapped out midway. Afterwards, my coach came up to me and said, "You can't come to practice anymore unless you go to a physio and figure out what's wrong with your legs." Turned out I had shin splits, so my legs had a sort of weakness in them that made them very susceptible to getting shin splits, which was not letting me perform at my best during practice. So the plan that was laid out for me was to gradually ease in at the lowest amount of volume, meaning running, lowest amount of running I could do consistently to build up to where I wanted to be. So how that started out was I ran for 30 seconds and walked for 4.5. Then I moved up to a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes, and it gradually kept going up week by week by week, all the way up to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And that roughly took a month and a half, 2 months, just to get to a point where I'm running in 5-minute intervals. For me at the beginning, I was telling myself, yo, I could be doing so much more. Like, I'm way more capable than running 30 seconds. I could do so much more. But that's kind of ignoring the fact that, yeah, I could have. But when I followed that progression to a T, progressed all the way back up to 5 minutes, and then afterwards started getting back into actual running and training with the team, it was kind of eye-opening for me to realize that the only reason I was able to come back to 100% was that I started extremely small and gradually built it back up to where I want it to be. It's the same thing with productivity or going to the gym, writing, reading, whatever it may be. It's that you got to start small. Accomplishing big things is just a series of small steps that got you there. Nobody climbs a mountain by suddenly taking one big leap and getting to the very top. It's a series of steps, obstacles, difficulties, and a steep path that you eventually have to traverse in order to get to the very top. It's the same thing with whatever you want to accomplish in life. So many people have the mentality that I must do this, and this. Like, you know what you need to do. I've said this over and over again. You know what you need to do. You don't know how to do it, I guess. And you think if I start with absolutely everything all at once, that's how I'm making progress. And that is a lie. Because you can definitely get to a point where you can manage a lot at once, but you got to start small. You got to have priorities, these important tasks that kind of supersede everything else that comes after it. Because if you have a to-do list and you've listed 20 different things and you are struggling to be productive, you have too much on your plate. A human can only be stretched out in so many different directions before it just is not feasible to continue anymore. And what I mean by that is, even for a to-do list or working out, you got to start small. If you've never worked out before, maybe go to the gym 30 minutes every single day, or set a goal of how many times a week. 3 times a week after this day, and this day at this time. If you start off thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do 3-hour sessions that completely leave me blasted, like I get destroyed by the end of them. I'm going to go have those sessions and I'm going to do it every single day. By the 3rd day, you're probably going to be so dead that you realize, okay, I'm not going anymore. I've exploded. I feel really, really bad. And you don't end up going to the gym for another month. Same thing with my running example. If I had started just blasting it, ignoring the progression plan, right? I'd be in an even worse place because, one, I'm aggravating an injury. I'm not taking it slow. And just trying to blast it is kind of counterintuitive to what progress actually is. And I would just be setting myself back even further. The thing is, taking small steps is an act of discipline, not lack of ambition or just you're not doing as much as you can. Taking a small step and examining what's important to you, for example, in a to-do list, finding your 3 MVPs, most valuable priorities within a day. That if you did those 3 things, your day would not be a failure. It would be a success. If you just did those 3 things, you did absolutely nothing else. If you have the discipline to make that sort of small step of making what's important to me, how can I do this, and just gradually building on that over a long period of time. That is discipline because you are able to put the brakes on yourself and examine what is important to me, why do I want to accomplish this, how can I consistently perform at a level that I want to. Because you're not going to be at 100% each and every single day. You're not going to be able to fulfill your to-do list each and every single day. And you're not going to be able to do 100 different things all at once really well. You need to have priorities. You just don't have the time to branch out in every single direction expected to go really, really well. For example, imagine you have 10 things on your to-do list and you've had you don't have any MVPs, no most valuable priorities. You have 10 different things and you have to complete them every single day. Now, you're not very productive right now, but you just want to start improving. So you start off cold turkey and you start going into productivity hacks. It's not going to work. You're not going to be making progress. And it's going to be like digging 10 shallow holes in a desert. Compared to if you take your to-do list, you realize I'm not productive at all. I'm not going to have very good results if I do 10 things all at once. So I'm going to write 3 things, the 3 most important things that I want to accomplish today. I write those down, and that's all I'm going to focus on today. When I get it done, that is a success. That's what matters. That is an act of discipline because you're digging a deeper hole, you're working towards your priorities, and you're accomplishing something that leads to success as a metric of your day. So many people think that if they do everything all at once, so they have to get everything done, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're not going to be accomplishing it. You're going to feel terrible that you're not accomplishing it. And it's just a cycle that doesn't really go anywhere either. Imagine you didn't finish it this day, so tomorrow I'm going to do even better. I'm going to have all that willpower and I'm going to start my to-do list with the intention to finish it. And when it doesn't get done again, you're going to feel even worse because now you didn't do it a second day in a row where your intention was there. You're going to try again and again and again, and eventually it's just going to start slipping. You're going to tell yourself, man, I'm not capable of doing this, or I've done my best and my best isn't good enough. Like, I'm just going to go play video games or something because I can't do it. And that is so defeating to yourself and your purpose and where you want to go. So that is why, start small, even for a habit tracker. If you're new to it, don't start off with 10 different habits. I made this mistake too. 10 different habits. I'm so hyped to get into it. And then by the end of the day, I don't have a single check mark in any of them because I couldn't divvy up my attention long enough in order to accomplish that. My recommendation, start off with one habit. One habit on a habit tracker. For example, if you want to sleep on time, that is your habit. You're going to sleep at a specific time, like 10 o'clock, each and every single day. Say you want to learn to read, you're going to read for 30 minutes each and every single day. You would have to have one habit, and you're going to track. That's all for the habit tracker. And then each and every single day, set yourself a to-do list. What are my 3 MVPs? What are the 3 most valuable priorities that if I did today, my day would be a success? For me, writing, biking, like biking as in training and doing weights at the gym, and finally doing YouTube, doing this right now. If I got those 3 things done today and did nothing else, I wouldn't feel great. But I would know that my day is a success and I got the important things done. So that could be this could be the same thing for you. You got to find out what is important to you, why it's important to you. You just got to start acting on the small steps, because taking small steps is an act of discipline and it ensures that you're building competence, confidence, and skill before you move on to the bigger, better things. You're going to be prepared rather than just jumping into it, getting fried, and falling back to where you were. This is a proven plan to make yourself go up in a positive direction. So that's it for this video. Peace!